Hello cello students. This is a quick video to show you how to use your bow, how to take care of it, and how to hold it really well so that you can make a good sound and do all kinds of cool bow strokes. So the first thing you need to know about your bow is that it has several parts. It has the tip of the bow, it has the stick, it has the frog here, it has the screw which you use to tighten and loosen the bow, and then it has the bow hairs, which are what make the sound when you grab them on the string. So, a couple important things to know. The bow hairs cannot be touched by your fingers, or it'll make it so that the bow hairs can't make any sound on the strings anymore. The oils on your hand that get on the bow hairs end up making it so that the bow hairs don't stick to the string anymore, and it'll just glide across the top without making any sound. So you want to be very careful about not touching the bow hairs when you're using the bow. The other thing you want to know is about the screw and how much to tighten the bow. If I have my bow loosened all the way, what you'll see is that the bow hairs get so loose that you can't really use them for anything. I'll get it all the way and I'll show you nice and close up. You see the bow hairs are kind of spread out and just kind of hanging limp here, and it's not really going to work for us. So what we need to do is tighten the bow by turning to the right on the screw so that the bow stick has a slight curve inward. It'll have a slight smile, but it makes the bow hairs nice and stiff for us. See how there's a space between the hair and the stick, about the width of your pinky, and the bow hairs are nice and tight. Now, if you went too far and tightened it too much, I'll just demonstrate this. You'll see what happens is the stick actually gets straight, or it can even bend outward, and that ends up not being good for your bow. It can warp the bow stick, and you don't need it that tight to play. So I'm going to loosen this a little bit so that my bow hairs are still tight, but the stick has a slight smile to it, and that's going to be just the right tightness. Now, once I've got the right amount of tightness, I need a good bow hold on the stick so that I can use the bow to create all the sorts of sounds that I want. And in order to practice that, I'm going to use my left hand as a helping hand. It's just going to hold the stick in the air so that it feels nice and light when I make the bow hold on the stick. Now, when we're practicing these, we practice jellyfish attacks. And what that does is it gets us with nice, ooey gooey, flexible fingers. It comes down over the stick, and then the tip of the thumb is going to bite into the side of the stick. See how all 4 fingers here are hanging over the stick, and then on the other side, the tip of my thumb is going straight into the side of the stick. Notice my thumb is bent outward, not inward. It's bent outward, and that makes it strong but flexible, and it's lined up across from the middle 2 fingers. Notice it's not lined up across from my pointer finger. It's not lined up across my pinky, but it's across from the middle 2 fingers, and that gives you the best control. So once I've got that bow hold about 6 inches from the frog, I have good control over the bow, and I can set it on the string about an inch to an inch and a half from the bridge. Now, if I bow too far from the bridge, it's not really going to make any sound. But if I bow pretty close to the bridge, then I get a good sound. Now, it's very important that you watch out for this good bow hold, because if you lose it, you'll sound like this. But if you keep your thumb in the right place, so it's bent outward, you're using the tip of the thumb going into the side of the stick across from your middle fingers, you'll get a good sound on your cello string every time. Well, I hope that video helped and that you have fun practicing this at home. Make sure you keep an eye on that bow hold, and all of you will turn into excellent cello players.